Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. When I was about 28 years old, back in 1978, I got my divine calling. My mission is to inform the American people and people of the world what is required to create paradise. In the midst of all the turmoil that we have, pain, suffering, terrorism and war, crime and violence, and all of the things that's going on, it is still possible to create and establish paradise on earth. It seems like a great mission, so I asked the Lord, how was I going to do this? It seemed like the mission would be too big for me to carry alone. I was informed that I would have the Spirit with me always, but to have the power to do this, it would require the input of the church. In other words, the church would actually have to stand up as Christ and demand that proper ways of acting is what we adhere to. That we treat people like we want to be treated. That we honor that all things belong to another power, God, not us. And it is being given for the benefit of creation. And I said, well, Lord, I've never heard the church do this before. And he says, your mission partly is to indicate to the church that it is on the path to hell. This is why I want you to let them know that they can create paradise. Right now, they're on the path to hell. Wow, the church is on the path to hell? Yes. Why? Because of what it's doing. It's doing nothing. In fact, it is supporting the crime and violence. And I said, well, what if they don't help? He said, well, if they don't help, it's only because they're not the church. I said, according to the Spirit, the church will help. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been honest since I was 28 years old, 1978. This is 2015. I've talked to almost every church organization one way or another, whether a phone call, whether email, whether a text message, whether a CD, a DVD, a YouTube, a Facebook, nearly every religious institution, denomination in America, except the people that wear the black hats, Amish. I haven't talked to them. I have conversations with them, but I never talked to them about it. And the message is, if they can't help, it's because they don't know how to help. And the reason they don't know how to help is because they're serving Satan. They're not serving God. It is not the church of God. It is the church of Satan. I said, but there's a lot of good people in the church, Father. What are they? He said, well, it doesn't mean that they're all bad. They're on the same ship. If the ship is headed to hell and they're on it, that's where they're going. Wow. And so, ladies and gentlemen, here I am. I've run for offices in politics trying to see if I could wake the church up. I ran for mayor of the city of St. Paul, Minnesota, Woodbury, Minnesota. I ran for the governor of the state of Minnesota. Ran for United States Senator from the state of Minnesota. Ran for president a couple of times, advocating paradise on earth, advocating creating thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. How many supporters do I know that I had? 2. I had a young lady years ago by the name of Simone Adams. She volunteered to help. But Satan got so big, he ran her out of town. And a young man by the name of Michael. I don't remember Michael's last name, but he was from New York. Then devil ran him out of town and left me alone. And to this date, not one church denomination, not one pastor, not one member of a church. To be frank, ladies and gentlemen, tell you the truth, not even my family has supported me. My wife supports me. She makes it possible for me to reap some of the benefits that she has from partaking in the world the way the world is. If it hadn't been for that, I'd probably be dead by now. And probably where I should be, and where all of us should be before we just live in hell. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that going to church every Sunday, which is a violation of the rules, which church is supposed to be on a Saturday. I mean, that's the Sabbath, if you're going to holler the Sabbath, which is Saturday, and the devil say have church on Sunday, and you go to church on Sunday. When they talk about tithes and making sure that all the people are taken care of, and you're giving money to preachers so they can live in mansions and fly in jets and plant seeds, being tricked like God gonna open up the heavens and lay you out all the riches just because you planted $1,000 in a church. Well, these are the lies that the enemy of God has been feeding us. Now, I have learned that the true Israelites, the true Jews, are black people. The ones that we know of in America, not Africans. Research has been done and it's been determined that the black people of Africa and the black people who we know here in America are different. And back in Africa, they knew that back in the day, and that's why black Africans were selling black people who were not of the African descent, per se. And the Europeans and all these other folks who parade Jesus Christ and everything in the Bible as white people. You don't see a black person in there anywhere, except on some movie they got when Jesus was being crucified. They let a black man here carry the cross. Even there, they made him a slave. And black people have been slaves everywhere.